Everybody can hear me as I fade in. There we go. Hopefully we've got everybody here who I can see. Excellent. Fantabulous. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel, GreenWolf, magician, bard, rabble-rouser, general strange person, official disturber of the piece there. And this is us doing something for APAP 2021, which is terrifying and exciting and strange all at the same time. And I'm really hoping that this works out. So welcome, by the way. You are officially in our studio here. I'm out of Orange, Connecticut. My name is Daniel GreenWolf of Celtic Magic. And we are usually a full-scale illusion show. And that's normally what we do. And if folks are in the chat right now, I know we've got a handful of people who are watching this. If you want to say where you're watching from, because I do see you, this is live. And I'd love to hear where you folks are watching from right now. I know we've got some people who are watching us from APAP proper. I know we also have a couple of fans who are subscribed to us, and I'm absolutely appreciative for you watching as well, because we will need somebody for this showcase that we're about to do. Now, the reason why I wanted to do the showcase in this way is because, well, you're going to see, and we're going to show you some video in a little bit of what we do absolutely and positively live when we have our full theater show. And we do everything from a 30-minute theater show spot all the way up to a full 90-minute evening show. And we are a family-friendly show. And what I like to say about that is that we're a show that is, we'll say very simply, is that we're not a kids show, but we're a show you can take your kids to. And we talk about all kinds of different things with Irish history and culture. And the concept is that we take all these beautiful themes of Irish and Celtic history, and we combine them with, visual and interactive magic. A little bit of comedy too. Hopefully you enjoy what you see. And I want to get us started right off the bat right now, and show you this right here. You see, inside this box is something that allowed my ancestors to believe in magic. It doesn't seem like much, but absolutely, right here, all it is this. This is the Wicker Man, a small doll of strong string, nothing more. This little doll allowed the Celts to believe in magic. And what I love about this kind of a show where you get to be as close as possible, is that you're going to see this closer than you would even if you were live. You see, thousands of years ago, they would gather around the fire. And then the druid, who was kind of like the medicine man for the ancient Celts, they would gather around a druid and would hold the Wicker Man in front of a roaring fire. And would hold the Wicker Man up high in the air, and then slowly, very carefully, place it down onto his open palm. And just as now, just as all those centuries ago, nothing happened. Look, the show is free. What do you expect? No, nothing happened at first. But if people truly believed in what they were seeing, if they truly wanted to believe in the magic, at one point the Wicker Man began to tremble. He began to shake, and then he began to rise. Now, we're so skeptical nowadays. You see, back then they weren't looking for a wire or a magnet or a string. No camera tricks here. Just wanted to believe. That's all they wanted. And I'm not asking you to believe what you're seeing. That's so not my job. But whether you believe or not, you got to admit it makes for a pretty good story. And that is one of the many tales that we can tell in this kind of a setting. And, oh, fantastic. We've got Meadow Perry in from Philadelphia. Hello, Meadow. Thank you so much. Like I said, we know we have a couple of viewers in there. If you want to say in the chat that you're seeing what you're seeing right now and want to hear you, please, by all means, throw out a hello. We'd love to hear you. A little bit more about the show that we do. We use a lot of, when we do our large show, we do a lot of large-scale illusions. Big things where people disappear and reappear. The items pass right through the human body. And all kinds of really cool stuff, too. But what I like about this kind of a show, which is a show that we can offer for theaters and performing arts centers that are looking to engage a virtual audience during these very strange times is that you can actually interact with people. And as this is YouTube Live, it's a little bit of a different scenario. If we were doing something like a show that uses Zoom, we would actually we'd bring audience members onto the screen and be able to interact with them, and indeed interact with everybody out in the crowd. But because we have, just right now, we just kind of have the chat to work with for the moment, which is absolutely fine. And I know that we have at least a couple of people out there right now. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. And it has to do with this right here. This right here is what is known as a rune stick. Now, what's interesting about a rune stick is that these were used by the Celts. You see that there. Is that these were used by the Celts to determine someone's fate. And there would be a bunch of these sticks, and there would be a bunch of these symbols on these sticks. And they believed that if somebody chose one of the symbols randomly, that it could tell them something about their fate. I don't know if any of that's true, okay? I don't know if I believe in that myself, but I thought the idea of it was interesting. And I wanted to show you a little bit of magic using one of these rune sticks. And all this is just, the symbols are as you can see, the symbols are on both sides there. And what I want to do right now is Meadow, I see that you are in the chat and you've said some things, that's very great. Meadow, are you there? Could you please put a yes in the chat so that way I know that you are there. I know that there's going to be a little bit of a lag, and that's absolutely fine. Sometimes that's what happens with technology. But with our particular setup, we use a high frame camera, we use high quality audio, and we use hardwired internet so that way we can reduce any technical problems that a lot of other people have while they're doing this kind of stuff. So if Meadow is out there in the chat, fantastic. What I want you to do, Meadow, is I would like you to pick a number between 1 and 6. Any number that you would like, please throw the number out there, and that is the one we're going to use for this little piece of magic right here. Because by choosing that number, you are going to choose your fate. I know it sounds a little scary, but don't be alarmed, okay? So just go ahead and choose whatever number you'd like between 1 and 6, and that is the one that we are going to use. Now, each of these, 4, she has chosen 4, very well. Now, each of these symbols do mean something different. And if we go here, let me show you from here, it's, I'll even show you up and close. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you've chosen this symbol right there. Now that is a symbol known as Feu. Now you couldn't see this, but the nice thing is about this virtual shows is that it could be an audience of 500 and they could see this just as close as possible. And Feu is a very beautiful symbol. Actually, Feu is interesting because that is actually a symbol of abundance. It is, the symbol of abundance. And, well, I want to prove that to you, so watch very carefully. You see, like I said, it is indeed a symbol of abundance. And you have much abundance indeed coming towards you. That is a beautiful fate to have. In fact, it's a very beautiful fate to have. But you know what? Some people, they don't believe me. They don't believe me when I tell them that Feu means abundance. In fact, they don't even believe me that I knew that this was going to be the symbol chosen. Well, that's what the fate is. In fact, if you're not totally certain about it, and that's absolutely fine, let me spell it out for you. Thank you so much, Meadow. You were absolutely fantastic. And take that fate for yourself. Now, what I want to take a moment now to show you all, and thank you all so much for joining us for this kind of experiment, right? Because APAP, usually what happens is a lot of these showcases, they pre-show you videos of stuff they've done before, and we're going to show you a little bit of that right now, because in our studio here, we don't do the large illusions. However, we are going to be performing, and we're going to be doing this later on, we will be doing live streaming combined with grand illusions. For tonight, I wanted to show you a piece that we have performed for theaters. In fact, we performed for a showcase at Arts Midwest back in 2019 in the before times. So I'd like to play that for you now without further ado. Here you go, just a little bit about how we perform one of our pieces of magic. And my family actually came over to America from Ireland during the Courts War, or the Potato Famine. And that's where this trunk comes into play. You see, this trunk which has actually been in our booth 344 the entire time, and will be there tomorrow as well, hint, 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 is actually a replication of the trunks that the Irish immigrants would put everything they owned into when they came over to America. Like my great-great-great-grandfather Clancy, when he came over to America, he had a trunk just like this. Now, I don't expect you to believe me. I didn't believe it myself. But my great-great-grandpa Clancy, he said that, well, this trunk has a terrible story behind it. A lot of the trunks did. You see, the journey over into America from Ireland was a treacherous one. It could take up to 3 months, and so many died from starvation, hypothermia, disease. They weren't exactly in a Carnival cruise line when they came over this country. They were shoulder to shoulder. Thousands of people would go into boats that were meant for hundreds. And some of them were actually victims of these trunks. You see, these trunks would be stacked 6 and 7 high inside the brigands, and when the waves would crash against the rocks, it would hit the trunks, and the trunks would fall around and crush some of the immigrants. But the saddest stories are like the ones that involve my great-great-great-grandpa Clancy. You see, he would sleep inside his trunk, because that was what they do. They'd actually sleep inside their own trunks because there was nowhere to lie down on these ships. They just wanted a place to sleep. And, as did happen sometimes, people would get locked inside their own trunks, suffocate, and die, and their body be thrown out to sea. Well, my great-great-great-grandpa Clancy thought that he was going to suffer this fate because he got locked inside his own trunk. But he said to the day he died that something, the last moment, reached inside the trunk and pulled him out into the light. Through the wood of the box, through the lock. Now, the lock was still locked, the wood was still solid, and there was no one in sight. He believed to the day he died that it was a guardian angel. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I love the idea of it. And I wanted to show you what I thought that looked like. So for what you're about to see, Bella will be playing the role of the unseen spirit. I'll be playing the role of the Irish immigrant. There's a shocker. And we call this guardian angel. Don't blink. It's gonna go fast. Step 1. Take the ginger and put him into a box. I saw you looking, ma'am. Watch it now, all right? Step 2, take the ginger and put him into a bag. In a box. See you later.
He never stops talking.
Why, you? Step 3, make the ginger feel like a sack of potatoes. It's so damp in here. Ew.
Quiet.
All right, fine. All right. I hear you. You all still out there? Make some noise, let me hear you. Oh, good.
That's right. Thank you so much. I am indeed muted. Now I am no longer muted, so hopefully that won't be as much of a problem. But that's just kind of the things that we can do with Celtic Magic. Like I said, that's some of the large stuff we do, and being able to perform at Arts Midwest like we have, it allowed us to really connect with some wonderful people. And this is our 3rd year at APAP. third year in whatever form you would call it. But it's been really wonderful to connect with folks over these last bunch of years. And if you're at all interested in having us at your space, we would absolutely love to come and visit my booth over at Celtic Magic inside APAP NYC. And we would love to have you. So I'm going to leave you with one more little bit of what we do, kind of more of a sample of what we do. And I thank you so much on behalf of Bella GreenWolf and myself and the whole team of Celtic Magic. Please stay safe. It's really the best thing that we could possibly do for everybody. All right. Much love to you all. Thanks for joining us. Thank you again to Meadow for giving a hand with us. And we will see you next time. Much love to you. Sláinte.
Captivating magic, Irish wit, powerful theatre. This is Celtic Magic. For over 20 years, magician Daniel GreenWolf has brought his unique, high-energy style of magic to theatres, fairs, festivals and companies all over the United States. Daniel GreenWolf has been a premier performer at the Wonderground in Las Vegas, comics at Mohegan Sun Casino, Six Flags New England Amusement Park, and the Eastern State Exposition, one of the largest fairs in the nation. Celtic Magic combines the beauty of Irish history and culture with
They believed that magic existed in all things. Every story had magic in it. Every word pulsated with an energy that we couldn't tangibly hold but knew existed. But nevertheless, I would accommodate in a very magical way. So the glass would be over here and the bottle would be over there. Now, even though this front table's pretty impressed, the rest of you haven't drank nearly as much. Man, we're gonna ask this question later.
now time for you to experience the theatre. Experience the laughter. Experience the astonishment. Experience Celtic Magic.
And there you go. So thank you so much for visiting our little showcase here. And if you have any questions at all about anything that we're doing, whether it has to do with the technology, I know we have some presenters in there that are perhaps maybe they're kind of curious about some of the tech that we happen to be running, or if you have any questions about the show itself, I'd be more than happy to answer it. You can throw it right into the chat, and I'll stick around for, a couple of minutes while folks kind of file out. It's so nice that I don't have to like run out with our props while the other guys come on stage for the next showcase. It's a little bit different than what we're used to. But it's just, this has been an interesting experience for us this year, and we've had to learn a lot in the last, 9-10 months, trying to create a show that is high quality for the viewing audience, and as well as creating something that we can be proud of, and that does make a big difference to me, and it always has. So if you have any questions about anything, we'd love to hear from you. If not, that's okay. I don't mind that whatsoever. And hopefully we'll talk to some of you folks at the in the APAP NYC Plus booth, which you can, like I said, look up for Celtic Magic, and you'll be more than willing able to find us. And please, no matter what, please be safe out there, folks. It's been a very strange couple of days, to say the least. So thank you so much to everyone out there. My name is Daniel GreenWolf. We are Celtic Magic. Have yourselves a most wondrous and fantabulous and safe evening. Thank you. Oh, and we'll be doing another one of these. I forgot. We'll be doing another one of these on Saturday and another one on Sunday. So if you happen to come in late, you want to see the whole thing, you can replay this. Or if you want to see us do another set live, we're going to do it live then too. So with any case, we'll see you then. Thank you all so much. And please...